The Ballad of the Dead Brother. A mother boasted 9 brave sons, and 1 dear daughter, Virtue, who was the apple of her eye, and loved by all around her. For 12 long years she kept her hid, she never saw the sunlight. Her mother bathed her in the night, beneath the moon she combed her. By starlight, and before the dawn, she wove her golden tresses. Suitors arrived from Babylon to seek her hand in marriage. 8 of her brothers were against, all but young Constantinos. Mother, let Virtue go, he said, to be a bride in Asia. For I too travel far from home and go to distant places, and if we are together there, we shall not feel like strangers. You are a good lad, she replied, and yet you argue badly. For what if I should die, my son, and what if sickness strikes me? Should bad luck chance, good fortune come, who will go and bring her? I appoint the heavens as my judge, and call the saints to witness. If death should strike, or sickness come, bad luck or good fortune, alive or dead, I promise this, I will bring her to you. Her daughter Virtue was led away, and in Babylon was married. Then evil days befell them all, a time of loss and grieving. Death came upon them in the night, and took off all 9 brothers, leaving their mother all alone, a broken reed, defenceless. She wept hot tears at her cruel fate, bewailed the blows it dealt her. By her son's grave she tore her hair, and cursed him for his rashness. A curse upon you, Constantine, 1,000 curses on you, for letting Virtue leave her home, and go off into exile. You made a solemn oath to me. When will you keep your promise? You called on heaven to be your judge, named the saints as witness, that should death strike or illness come, you would bring her to me, alive or dead. You swore an oath that you would bring my Virtue. With the force of her bitter curse, the cry of a wounded mother, the grave split open at her feet. Constantine rose before her. He made of the clouds a flying steed, wove its reins from the starlight, and called on the moon to go with him, to bring back Virtue to her. He left the mountains in his wake, he leapt the hills before him, and found her brushing out her hair by Babylon's cool waters. He gestured to her from afar, and drawing nearer told her, Come, sister dear, let us away and go to find our mother. What brings you to me in such haste? Tell me straight, dear brother, is it good tidings that you bring, and should I wear my jewels? Or do you bring unhappy news, that I should wear my mourning? Come, sister here, come home with me, no matter what you're wearing. The horse went down upon its knees. He pulled her up behind him. Beside the road they galloped down, little birds were singing. They did not sing as birds are wont, nor twittered they like swallows. Their song was like the speech of men, and this is what it told them. Whoever saw such a lovely maid behind a dead man riding? Listen, dear brother, Virtue cried. Hear what the birds are saying. They are only sparrows, he replied. Let them sing what they wish to. But down the road they met other birds, who cried out in their horror. It goes against nature to see the dead keep company with the living. Ah, Constantine, hear what they say, hear what the birds are singing. They see a dead man riding by, in company with the living. It is spring, he replied. Birds always sing in May when they are nesting. I fear you, brother, the girl cried out. Why do you smell of incense? Last night we went to pray at St. John's, and the air was heavy with it. But as they rode on down the road, other birds called to them. See what wonders there are in the world, a corpse riding by with a beauty. Once again Virtue caught their words. It broke her heart to hear them. Oh, Constantine, brother, do you know what the little birds are saying? Leave them to twitter, Virtue dear. Let them get on with their chirping. Why have your good looks faded so, the manly strength that you boasted? Why is your golden hair all gone, the handsome moustache you sported? I lost them all when I fell ill a long time ago, dear sister. They reached the church. He spurred his horse and disappeared behind her. With a thunderclap his tomb gaped wide and swallowed him forever. Virtue turned and walked on alone to the house she had been born in. She saw the garden dry and bare, trees with their leaves all withered, the pot plants dead, the herbs dried up, tall weeds in the pathway. The front door closed, no keys to be found, shutters fast on the windows. She knocked until the windows shook, and at last a weak voice answered. If you be a friend, then come on in, but if an enemy, leave me. And if you are Charon, king of the dead, I've no more children to give you. For virtue, the one I loved above all, is away in a distant country. Get up, mother dear, and open the door. Get up, sweet mother, I beg you. Who can it be that knocks on my door? Who is it that calls me mother? Open, dear mother, open and see. It is I, your daughter Virtue. She ran down the stairs, fell into her arms, and both died upon the instant. Cheerful, cheerful, cheerful story. It's really fun. It's really... I really like that ballad. I really do.